guys. Today we are going to learn to be able to fluently add and subtract mixed numbers. Okay, so fluently means easy. It should just be easy. It should be fluent. Like when you were in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, you did the fluency test. It should just be very fluent. Like we speak English fluently. We should be able to add and subtract mixed numbers fluently. So we are going to be required to use previous knowledge that we learned from yesterday. Just like 100% of the time in math, you learn something one day and you build on it. That's why you got to ask questions if you're confused, because it does you no good to just be confused and think, I'll get it later. Ask questions now, okay? So next section, we will get busy adding and subtracting mixed numbers. First off today, I want to say, let me fix my camera. You are going to need scratch paper. There's no way that you can do these problems on the quizzes assignment without some type of scratch paper to work it out, okay? All right, so there's two ways we can go about adding fractions. These have the same denominator, so I'm lucky, okay? I don't have to manipulate anything to make it all look the same. So we can either turn these into improper fractions and add and then find the mixed number, or we can add and then see what we get. So let's just start with add and see what we get, and then if we need to go into adding it, turning it into an improper fraction, we can do that, okay? So we have 2 3/5, 2 3/5, and 1 4/5, okay? They are, and we're adding, they're the same denominator, our bottom number's same. So we'll add our numerators and we'll get 7. 3 plus 4 is 7, okay? Remember, you can pause this video if you need to. 2 plus 1 is 3. All right, so we have 3 7/5. It's not going to work. We can't have 3 7/5. So we could do this two ways. We can turn this to improper fraction and T-bow it, and then find, without putting a decimal, T-bow it, and use the remainder as our numerator. Or we can just T-bow the 7/5 and then add it to our whole number 3. So we'll do that way first. Okay, so we're just going to T-bow the 3/5. But we got to remember to add it to the 3. Okay, so if we T-bow it, top number goes in the division box, bottom number goes out. Top in, bottom out, right? Okay, 5 will fit into 7 one time. And I still turn this down a little. Okay, sorry guys. 1 times 5 is 5, and 7 minus 5 is 2. So this remainder, our 2, is going to be our numerator. And then our denominator is the divisor. Okay, so we got 1 2/5, that's 7/5, but we got to add it to the 3, which would be 4 2/5. All right, now, that's a lot of steps. You could also simply, I think is easier personally, but just because I say I think it's easier doesn't mean that you're going to think it's easier. You do whatever is easiest for you. My brain works different than your brain. Your brain's going to work different than mine. My way's not the right way. I'm not saying you have to do it this way. It's just what I find easier. Okay, so I would Texas two-step this. Do-si-do, spin your partner, watch her go, whatever. Whatever the saying is, I don't know. Okay. So you start here. Your denominator is 5. This does not change from here to here. Okay. So 5 times 3 is 15. And 15 plus 7 is 22. Right? 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay. So we can T-bow this without adding a decimal. And whatever our remainder is going to be our numerator. So if I do 22, top in, bottom out. Top number goes in the division box, bottom number goes out. Okay, so I love dividing by 5, so easy. 5 will go into, well, I'm going to go really step by step, okay, because there are some kids I saw that are struggling with the division. So let's go step by step. I'm not going to skip, okay? So if you think it's tedious, I apologize. Okay, will 5 fit into 2? No, it will go in how many times? 0 times. And 0 times 5 is 0, okay? So 2 minus 0 is 2. All right, now, bring down this 2. Now I've got 22. 5 will go into 22. 4 times. 4 times 5 is 20, and 22 minus 20 is 2. This is our remainder, 2. It's going to be our numerator, 4 2/5. To me, that's easier, but you know, you may like doing T-bone that's 7/5 and adding it to 3. I don't care. Do whatever is easiest for you. The next section of our video is going to be subtracting mixed numbers with unlike denominators, and there's several ways you can do that one too. I'm going to try to break it down as easy as I can. So if you have a question about this, pause your video, raise your hand. If you're a virtual student, you can pause the video and send me an email. I try to check my email pretty frequently throughout the day. So just send me an email. I'm here to help. Also, I have office hours on Wednesday, 1 to 2. I've only had 1 student in so far. So anyway, pause the video if you have a question. So I skipped a step. I didn't set it up horizontally. I set them up vertically, just how I like it. So we have a problem. When we're going to subtract these have bottom numbers are our bottom denominators are different. So I cannot just subtract, okay? I can't just say this is the lazy way. 5 minus 3 is 2 and 12 minus 4 is 8. I can't say it's 3/8. Guys, you have to not be lazy in math. You have to say, okay, what do I know? I know I can't do that, because that would be really easy. And you know, math has the rap of being hard. And we're not doing the easy way out. We're going to do not the hard way, but we're going to work through it, okay? We're not just going to be like, oh, this is easy. So I want to show you guys what I think is the easiest way first. I think the easiest way first is to turn each of these into an improper fraction and then subtract, okay? That's my opinion of easier. Does not mean that it is going to be easier, but for me it is. So I'm going to Texas two-step this, okay? We just did it in the last video. Okay, so I'm going to do 12 times 7. My denominator is 12. 12 times 7 is 84. If you remember the 12 song for multiplication mashup, I got this feeling the 12s are great. 12, 24, 36, 48. The big 60, 72, 84, 96, we're almost through. Okay, 84, if I do the two-step, 84 plus 5 is 89. Okay, so we have 89 12ths. Okay, Texas two-step this. Okay, we have 4, and then 4 times 3 is 12, and 12 plus 3 is 15. Okay. So now I have these two mixed numbers. I'm going to bring it down here. So I have 89 12ths subtracting 15 fourths. All right, so the difference in here is, and let me erase this a little, move it farther down. The difference in here is that our denominators are different, okay? They're different. So there's ways that you can go about doing it, and you can say, the easiest way is to say the smaller number 4. Is there anything times 4 that will give me 12? And there is 3. And I gotta hurry because I have 5 minutes before my second period comes. Okay, so I'm gonna change this. Okay, 3, 3, because what you do the bottom, you gotta do the top. And then 12, we know our common denominator is 12. What times 12 is 12? 1. And what I do to the bottom, gotta do the top. 89 times 1 is 89. All right, now 4 times 3 is 12. 15 times 3 is 45, right? Because 2 15s is 30, and 30 plus 15 is 45. So now I can subtract these, okay? And I can say, okay, 9 minus 5 is 4, and 8 minus 4 is 4. So we have 44 over 12, okay? I got to T-bow this, and whatever my numerator is going to be, whatever my remainder is going to be my numerator. Okay, so 44 divided by 12. Top number goes in the division box, bottom number goes out, T-bow it, top and bottom out. 12 will fit into 44 3 times because I got this feeling the 12s are great. 12, 24, 36, 48. So 4 times 12 is going to be too big. So we're going to go with 3, just 36. So 3 times 12 is 36. All right, now I cannot take 6 away from 4, so I got to go next door and get 10 more. And 14 minus 6 is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 8. So we have our numerator is going to be 8 twelfths. Now, that is not in simplest form. So look at all this work. See? Definitely going to have scratch paper. So I can divide both of these by 4. You could also do 2, but you'd have to do 2 again. And 8 divided by 4 is 2, and 12 divided by 4 is 3. So the answer would be 3 2/3 in simplest form. That's a lot of work, isn't it? It really is, and I apologize. I made it messy. So if you have a question, pause it and raise your hand. Or if you're virtual, email me. All right, so we could also do it a little different. And it fell. Put it back up. Okay. So you could do, let's see, make sure I'm not right in my here. Okay, 7 and 5/12 minus 3 3/4. I couldn't remember what the problem was. I wrote it down though. Okay, so what we could do is get common denominators here. And we know it's 12 because 4 times 3 is 12. When I do the bottom, I gotta do the top. 3 times 3 is 9. And then 12 times 1 is 12. And when I do the bottom, I go to the top. 5 times 1 is 5. I cannot take 5 away from 9. If I have 5, I can't take 9 away from it. All right, so now we have 7 and 5/12 and 3 and 9/12. So we got a Texas two-step. So either way, your Texas two-stepping. Personally, I think Texas two-step first, turn them into improper fractions, then subtract to me is easier. All right, I am moving a little fast because the bell's about to ring and my kids are going to be here in a minute. All right, so times and plus. All right, so we have 12 times 3 is 36. 36 plus 9, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. So we have 45/12. And then we have 12 times 7 is 84. We already discovered that. And 84 plus 5 is 89. And 9 minus 5 is 4. And 8 minus 4 is 4. And we get 44/12, which is what we had a while ago. All right, so then you TiVo it. 44 goes in the division box. 12 goes out. 12 goes into 44 3 times. 3 times 12 is 36. And we know that it is 8/12 because you get 8. And then you reduce to 3 and 2/3. So 3 and 2/3. This one may seem like it was faster to do, but that's just because I was rushing. So make sure that if you have any questions that you just raise your hand and ask me. The next section we're going to have a subtraction problem and then addition problem with some mixed numbers and then just some regular proper fractions or whatever. So make sure you're paying attention, you're asking questions, and you have scratch paper. Okay, so now we're just going to combine the other two things together. Now, just like in order of operations, we have to follow them. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Remember my crazy Aunt Sally? Y'all gonna be making her go mental in a mental institution if we don't follow the rules. So we have subtraction and addition. And in PEMDAS, remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And then I always like to do it in little colors so you can see the difference. Okay, so it's parentheses. I have no parentheses. Exponents. I have no exponents up here. Multiply or divide, whichever comes first, left or right. I have no multiplication. Now it's add or subtract. Okay, I have subtraction and then addition. This multiplication and division and addition and subtraction is whichever comes first, left to right. Okay, so I don't just do addition first because it comes before the S in PEMDAS. I have to do whatever comes first, left to right, which in this case is subtraction, okay? So, let's get started. We're going to take care of this fraction first, okay? This problem first. We're going to subtract. All right, now, I'm going to personally, because I feel like this video is going to be really super lengthy if I don't start doing some shortcuts, okay? Like, I'm going to turn these to mixed numbers first and then subtract. Of course, you don't have to do that. You can set it up and do it the long way, but I'm going to do what I think, for me personally, would be easier. So I've got 4 and 1/2, and I'm going to Texas two-step it, multiply and then add. So my denominator is going to be 2. 2 times 4 is 8, and 8 plus 1 is 9, okay? Then I have 3 and 4/9. Texas two-step that. My denominator is 9, okay? 9 times 3 is 27, and 27 plus 4, 28, 29, 30, 31. Okay? And I've got to subtract these, but I can't subtract them because my denominators are different. So, first step. Is anything times 2 9? No. Okay, so I'm going to take my bigger one, and I'm going to list the first 2 or 3 products. 1 times 9 is 9. 2 times 9 is 18. And 3 times 9 is 27. And I'm using these to see which one will be my common denominator. So next is 2. And I'm just going to list my multiples of 2 until I get to either 9, 18, or 27. Okay, so 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Nope. 3 times 2 is 6. Nope. 4 times 2 is 8. Nope. 5 times 2 is 10. So we know it can't be 9 because 10 is bigger than 9. I'm running on 6 times 2 is 12. 3 times 2, not 3. What is wrong with me? 7 times 2 is 14. 8 times 2 is 16. 9 times 2 is 18. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Okay, so 18 is my going to be my common denominator. So I know I'm going to multiply the 9 by the 2, and I'm going to multiply the 2 by 9 over here. We know our common denominator is 18. Okay? All right. Okay, 9 times what is 18? 2. And what I do to the bottom, I got to do to the top. 31 times 2 is 62. That's weird. Okay, and 2 times what is 18? 9. And 9 times 9 is 81. Okay, now I can subtract. So I'm just going to set it up over here. 81 minus 62. Okay, I cannot take 2 away from 1, so I have to go next door and get 10 more. And that becomes a 7. 11 minus 2 is 9. 9, 10, 11. And then 7 minus 6 is 1. Okay, so the answer to this part is 19 over 18. Okay? 19 over 18. Right? 19 over 18. And that is an improper fraction. But I don't want to, I can make it into a mixed number at this point and then add it to this because look, our next fraction that we're adding is 18. So I can do that, or I could just say 19 over 18 plus 1 over 18, and I will get 20 over 18. And then I can TIBO that, but without a decimal. And I can say 20, top in, bottom out. 18 will go into 20 one time. 1 times 18 is 18. 20 minus 18 is 2. 2/18, but we know that can get tinier. I can divide them both by 2 because they are, 2 will go into 18 too, and they're both even numbers. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 18 divided by 2 is 9. So 1 1/9 would be our answer, okay? There's another way we could do this. So we got 19 over 18 for the answer to this part. We got 19 over 18 plus 1/18. Okay, so we could TiVo this 19 into 18. Okay. So I know 18 will go into 19 one time, and 1 times 18 is 18. And 19 minus 8 is 1, so we get 1/18. Okay, 1 1/18. Okay, so now I'm going to add that to 1 1/18 plus 1/18, and you get 1 2/18. And again, you still have to simplify, and 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 8 divided by 2 is 9, so your answer would be 1 1/9. Okay, so it's basically, there's 2 ways you can do it. It's whatever way you're comfortable doing it, okay? So again, if you have a question, raise your hand. You guys are going to need scratch paper. There's absolutely 0 way that you can solve these problems without scratch paper, okay? And work.